And I'm Joanne.
And today we're talking to you about how the environment and the atmosphere that we're in, it matters.
Yes, your environment and the people that you surround yourself with matter a lot.
Now, I challenge you to read Mark 5:21 to 43. I'm going to read a few verses because there's a point that I want to make. So starting from verse 21, it says this: When Jesus had again crossed over by boat to the other side of the lake, a large crowd gathered around him while he was by the lake. Then one of the synagogue leaders named Jairus came, and when he saw Jesus, he fell at his feet. He pleaded earnestly with him, "My little daughter is dying. Please come and put your hands on her so that she will be healed and live." So Jesus went with him. Now, if you keep reading, you're going to read that there was a large crowd that followed him. In this crowd, there's a woman who needs a touch from Jesus, and she touches his cloak. Jesus feels power come from him, so he stops and he who touched me? There's a whole conversation. Now, can you imagine Jairus? He's like, "Can you please come with me because my daughter is dying?" And suddenly Jesus stops. I mean, this is another message of what to do when it seems like everyone else is getting the miracle and you're just watching. But this whole time, Jairus is there, and Jesus is having this encounter with this woman, and then eventually it says, if we keep reading, then it says this: While Jesus was still speaking, some people came from the house of Jairus, the synagogue leader. "Your daughter is dead," they said. "Why bother the teacher anymore?" Overhearing what they said, Jesus told him, "Don't be afraid, just believe." He did not let anyone follow him except Peter, James, and John, the brother of James. When they came to the home of the synagogue leader, Jesus saw a commotion, with people crying and wailing loudly. He went in and said to them, "Why all this commotion and wailing? The child is not dead, but asleep." They laughed at him. So, it seems like 2 minutes ago they were wailing and crying, and suddenly now they're laughing at Jesus. After he put them all out, he took the child's father and mother and the disciples who were with him and went in where the child was. He took her by the hand and said to her, "Little girl, I say to you, get up." Immediately, the girl stood up and began to walk around. So the verse that I want to focus on is verse 40. But they laughed at him, and he put them all out. Okay? So the atmosphere matters. If you're waiting on a miracle, check your atmosphere. See, they went from crying to laughing, and Jesus sent every one of them out. Unbelief will always laugh at the language of faith.
Yeah. So you need to surround yourself with people of like faith or higher faith if you yourself want to continue to stay strong in faith and increase in faith.
Yeah.
Proverbs has a lot of advice on choosing friends, and friends are a huge part of our environment. So can you read Proverbs 12:26?
It says this: "The righteous choose their friends carefully, but the way of the wicked leads them astray."
So be selective in choosing your friends and the people that you spend a lot of time with.
Yeah.
And then Proverbs 13:20.
It says, "Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm."
So really, even just like that story about, kicking everybody out with unbelief, it's like, if you want to stay strong in faith, increase in your faith, make sure you're choosing the right friends, be wise about it. And again, you got to remove doubt and unbelief from your environment if you want to continue to grow and flourish.
Yeah. God is the God of miracles.
Yes,
and just like both the woman received a miracle as well as Jairus, his daughter, she was dead, and then Jesus rose her up again. And so he's still in the miracle working business, and your miracle is in the making. We love you.
God bless.
Peace.